Imagine a world where every search you make on Google, every route your GPS plots, every app that recommends your next binge watch, all trace back to one man from over 1,200 years ago. A man whose name became synonymous with the very word algorithm. His ideas didn't just solve equations, they reshaped civilization. Today, we're diving into the captivating life of Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi, the Persian genius who bridged ancient worlds and ignited the spark of modern mathematics. Born around 780 AD in the windswept region of Khwarizm, now part of Uzbekistan, he rose from humble origins to become the father of algebra in the glittering heart of the Islamic Golden Age. Buckle up for a 10-minute adventure through dusty scrolls, royal courts, and groundbreaking discoveries that still power our digital age. Let's uncover the story of the man who taught the world to calculate and dream bigger. Picture this, it's the early 9th century. The Abbasid Caliphate rules a vast empire stretching from Spain to India, a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and innovations. At its epicenter, Baghdad, the city of peace, a thriving metropolis of over 1 million souls. Canals crisscross the streets like veins, markets overflow with spices from India, silks from China, and philosophers from Greece. This was the Islamic Golden Age, a time when knowledge wasn't hoarded, but hunted, translated, and transformed. Under the enlightened rule of Caliph al-Ma'mun, who dreamed of collecting all the world's wisdom, the House of Wisdom was born. Think of it as the ancient world's Google HQ, a massive academy where scholars from Persia, India, Greece, and beyond gathered to translate forgotten texts into Arabic. Astronomy, medicine, philosophy, they devoured it all. It was here, in this intellectual oasis, that al-Khwarizmi found his calling. Born around 780 in Khwarizm, a remote oasis town amid the harsh Central Asian deserts, young Muhammad showed early promise in numbers and stars. Some say his family hailed from a lineage of scholars. Others whisper he was self-taught, poring over smuggled manuscripts by candlelight. By his 20s, he journeyed to Baghdad, drawn like a moth to the flame of the House of Wisdom. Patronized by the Caliph himself, al-Khwarizmi joined elite thinkers like the Banu Musa brothers, translating Greek works by Euclid and Ptolemy, Indian treatises on numerals, and Persian astronomy. But this wasn't just a library, it was a revolution. While Europe slumbered in the Dark Ages, Baghdad buzzed with invention. Paper mills churned out books, hospitals pioneered surgery, and scholars debated the shape of the earth. Al-Khwarizmi thrived in this chaos, blending ideas from east and west into something entirely new. Little did he know his work would echo through centuries. Now let's get to the heart of his genius. Al-Khwarizmi wasn't just a translator. He was an innovator. His first major hit? A book on arithmetic that introduced the Hindu-Arabic numeral system to the Islamic world and eventually Europe. Forget Roman numerals like 17. Al-Khwarizmi championed 0 through 9, with place values and a 0 that changed everything. His Latin translated work, Algoritmi de Numero Indorum, literally gave us the word algorithm from the mangling of his name. But how were algorithms discovered? It wasn't a eureka moment in a bathtub. In his arithmetic treatise, al-Khwarizmi outlined step-by-step procedures algorithms for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division using these new numerals. Imagine solving 456 times 789 without a calculator. He made it systematic, like a recipe for math. These methods, drawn from Indian sources but refined and popularized by him, were revolutionary because they were reliable, repeatable, and efficient. For centuries, merchants, astronomers, and engineers relied on them until modern computers digitized the very same logic. Then came his masterpiece, Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hesab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, written around 820 AD, translated as the compendious book on al-Mukhtasar fi Hesab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, written around 820 AD, translated as the compendious book on al-Mukhtasar, this Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hesab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, calculation by completion and balancing. This is where algebra was born from al-Jabr, meaning restoring or completing. Al-Khwarizmi didn't invent algebra outright. Babylonians and Greeks dabbled in it, but he systematized it, providing the first comprehensive guide to solving linear and quadratic equations. Picture real-world problems. A man buys a horse for X dirhams, sells it for Y, and makes a profit of Z. Find X. He broke them down into 6 types, using words instead of symbols, no X or equals back then, and solved them with balancing acts, like adding the same term to both sides. This wasn't abstract theory. It was practical magic for inheritance laws, trade, and land surveys. He even tackled geometry, using algebra to prove theorems, flipping Euclid on his head. Beyond math, al-Khwarizmi mapped the stars and the earth. His astronomical tables, Zij as Sindhind, blended Indian and Greek data to track planets more accurately, essential for calendars and navigation. In geography, Kitab Surat al-Ard corrected Ptolemy's maps, listing coordinates for thousands of places and even estimating the Earth's circumference closer to modern values. He dabbled in everything: sundials, astrolabes, even Jewish calendar reforms. Through it all, al-Khwarizmi's story is one of synthesis, a humble scholar weaving global threads into a tapestry that outlasted empires. But genius wasn't easy. Al-Khwarizmi dealt with skeptics who were stuck in their old ways, clinging to traditional abacus methods and pushing back against his innovative approach to calculations. Political turmoil under caliphs like al-Mu'tasim added pressure. Yet he persevered, dedicating works to his patrons and quietly revolutionizing knowledge until his death around 850. His legacy? Immense. By the 12th century, his books reached Europe via Spain, sparking the Renaissance. Fibonacci built on his numerals. Universities taught his algebra for centuries. Today, every computer program runs on algorithms descended from his steps. From NASA's orbits to your Netflix queue, al-Khwarizmi's fingerprints are everywhere. He's the unsung hero who turned math from mystery to mastery. So, the next time you solve a puzzle or scroll through social media, remember al-Khwarizmi, the Persian polymath who dared to systematize the chaos of numbers in a world hungry for knowledge. His story isn't just history. It's the blueprint for our future. If this tale of ancient innovation fired you up, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories of forgotten geniuses, and drop a comment. What's your favorite math breakthrough? Thanks for watching. See you in the next algorithm.